I'm Carmelle Whiteley.
And I'm Chris Whiteley.
And we are here to talk to you today about Advent. Well, we're not quite at Christmas yet. However, we are here and we have arrived at Advent. The journey begins.
Yes, and it's a journey of hope. In particular about where this journey begins. Because oftentimes when we think about Christmas, we think about the journey starts going to Bethlehem. But the journey to Bethlehem actually started with something a little different.
Even earlier.
Further back.
With someone very special. The Holy Spirit.
And Gabriel.
And Mary.
Let's talk about that. So, well before the journey to Bethlehem began, we had a moment. And we talk about this in Luke chapter 1, verse 26. It starts off, the angel Gabriel came to Mary and says those beautiful words. Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. The angel Gabriel then said afterwards, do not be afraid. Asked her to be calm, to listen, and to be ready to receive what God has given to her. And then he explains to her what is going to happen next.
He says, God has been gracious to you, and you will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and you will name him Jesus. And this is the message that basically Gabriel was sent by God to give to Mary. So when we were reflecting over this incredible passage, which we all know, I was really struck by two verses that came out of this particular story. And that is the don't be afraid, Mary. God has been gracious to you. You will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and you will name him Jesus. And you know me, like I'm such a literary person and definitely a person interested in language. And so when I read that language, I was really struck by the fact that the angel Gabriel had a message that was both a past, present, and a future message right in those two verses. So if we look deeper into the do not be afraid, Mary, that's really present language. He's speaking in the present. When he goes on to say that God has been gracious to you, he's talking about all the days leading up to that moment, and again, that moment. And then he says a future proclamation, you will, so this is future language that's being used, you will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and you will name him Jesus. And so I just wanted to dig in a little bit today about hope and the start of our Advent season and what that might look like when we read these two verses about how God can affect both our past, our present, and our future. When we talk about God sending the angel Gabriel with a message, God has been gracious to you. So we're talking about things that are unseen and seen. If we reflect back on our lives, God has been there for us. He has been so present in areas where we've been both aware of and unaware of. He's constantly showering us with blessings, graces, and hope in all areas of our lives. And so he is, in fact, redeeming us in our past. He is making new all of our past trials, all of our past sufferings, all of our inadequacies, and all of our shortcomings. He is redeeming it all.
So what are some things we can do to live that in terms of thinking of our shortcomings?
Yeah, and I mean, we're all feeling it, especially as the Christmas season is approaching now that we're here in Advent. And so one thing that we thought was really applicable to allow God to enter in the hope of our lives and to be the hope of our lives is to redeem our past. And one way that he does that so concretely is through the sacrament of reconciliation. The angel Gabriel also said, don't be afraid. He is trying to, through the message of God, quell Mary's worries. And in the busyness of the season, as we get started to prepare our hearts and our families and our homes for Jesus's arrival, we need to put aside our worries and our instincts and to find peace. So when Jesus says, peace be with you, right after the resurrection, this is a direct message from God to the receivers. So what's something that we could do to prepare our hearts to be able to receive his peace over the Advent season?
I think one of the things that comes to my mind is that I know in our parish, we often will do Vespers on the Friday nights of Advent. And it's a beautiful way to quieten your heart.
Another thing you can do is a holy hour. A holy hour with the Blessed Sacrament is so peaceful and calming and brings a lot of hope. And then thirdly, with the future, the angel Gabriel says to Mary, you will become pregnant with a son and you will name him Jesus. He has a message of the future for Mary. We just need to be open to what is his will for our lives. So some practical ways that we thought to be able to open up the Christmas season and invite an openness to the Holy Spirit was a simple word of saying yes.
Say yes to God in the present moment, not worrying about what's tomorrow or the next day or 10 years from now. God is going to take us into a lot of places. Sometimes it might be a place of happiness. Other times it might be a place of sadness. What we have to remember, though, is the joy of God is not always happiness. Mm-hmm. It can be in sadness. It can be in suffering. The joy is following Christ.
Yeah, and not just saying yes, but doing it in a cheerful manner. Joy in the Lord doesn't always mean that we're just giddy with happiness the entire time of our lives. It can mean that there's sadness and there's brokenness and there's despair, but we don't need to be any of those things because we have hope in the Lord. And so the openness to the Holy Spirit allows him to pave the way for our futures that we might be able to follow in his God-given vocation in our lives and do so with a cheerful heart.
So I think we've given some pretty strong challenges and actions that you can take to really journey towards Bethlehem in this Advent season that look into the past, the present, and the future. So this Advent season, may God bless you, and may you walk forward with hope towards Bethlehem.
Living Catholic, experience the Word, cherish the Word, and live the Word.